Okay, we are now live. Welcome. Thank you for being here this morning. The Community for Conscious Living weekly live broadcast on Sunday, January the 1st of 2017. Happy New Year to you and welcome to 2017. My goodness, I'm still in awe. This past year went by so quickly, and that we're already in our year of 2017. Time does seem to be speeding up, but who knows, in the reality where there is no space and time, it's all one, right? And yet here we are in these worlds, in this material world, in these physical bodies where there really is such a thing as space and time, and it's a little confusing sometimes. But the Community for Conscious Living. Community for Conscious Living is a community dedicated to personal transformation and universal harmony, healing the planet by making inspired changes in ourselves and our daily lives to create a sustainable environment and a peaceful world. So, since we're at such a major transition point in our time-space reality right now, before we call our group into the prayer circle, grab a pen and paper if you would. Just simple piece of paper and a pen, and I'm going to talk for a minute while I give you a minute to do that. We're just going to do just a very simple, not too difficult, not too much thinking or anything, just a very simple exercise with today's meditation practice. I'm just going to help us get a little clarity and we have some intention into the prayers that we offer today. Not that we don't always, and there's always space for lots of prayers. Actually, anything that you want to bring. So grab a pen and paper, and as you grab that pen and paper, my computer wants to freeze up. Okay, well, I'm going to assume everything's going okay there because it's not going to come up. All right, I was just checking in on see if there were any star twos or anything like that on on the instant teleseminar. Okay, so here's what I'm inviting you to do with this piece of paper. First off, just take a pen and from the top to the bottom at the center of the page, draw a line so that you have a left-hand column and a right-hand column. So just draw a vertical line from top to bottom. It will look like this. And that's if you're on the video, you just saw that. So it's just a simple line down the center, dividing into two columns. On the left hand, at the top of the left-hand column, write Goodbye 2016. Goodbye 2016. And at the top of the right column, you can probably guess, Welcome 2017. Goodbye 2016, welcome 2017. And here we go. All right, we're back. Good. All right, welcome. Thank you. So you have a piece of paper, you have a line down the center. Okay, good. On one side, you have Goodbye 2016. In the left column, at the top of the right column, you have Welcome 2017. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and we make sure we've got some alignment and clarity and connection with this before we start writing. Unless you already have that, you're welcome to start writing. I'm sure you know what goes under each heading. But let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and call us energetically into our prayer circle. In the name of the one, the most merciful, the ever compassionate. source of divine light, source of unconditional love, source of the eternal, ever-present compassion, the existence of compassion that precedes us in this material plane of existence. We call on you. Please gather our hearts together for this time of prayer, time of healing, time of intention, time of opening, time of receiving, time of letting go. So just let your heart, if you would, this funnel at the center of your chest, let your heart center, your heart energy center, face toward the center of our circle, for this essence of light and love and compassion. And let's take a few breaths, breathing in through the heart center, inhaling this essence of light and love and compassion in through your heart center, filling all of your heart with this divine essence, this presence. And as you inhale, draw this in to fill all of your heart space. And as you exhale, allow this, like a wave flowing onto the shore and being drawn back into the ocean, just let it release any of the tension and constriction from your heart center. Any of that extra clutter that sometimes gets left around, the cobwebs, the dust balls. I'm referring to my house, not yours, of course. And let that all be swept into the depths of the ocean. Return to the earth, leaving your house clean, the house of your heart center, leaving your house clean and washed pristine. Which doesn't always look like clean and pristine to our humanity. But whatever is in the perfection for your heart in this moment, as long as we're in human bodies, we're always going to have some divinely placed and inspired dust balls and cobwebs that need to stay there for their divine purpose. But the ones that are ready to let go, we let those go. Inhaling in that essence of light and love and compassion, letting that wave flow onto the shore of your heart center, and as it's drawn back into the ocean, letting it clean any of the dust and the cobwebs, the loose pebbles, whatever's ready to go, let that be drawn back into the ocean. And let that essence of light, divine light, unconditional love, the eternal compassion, let that seep into all of the essence of your heart, all of the pores, all of the energy, all of the sands of your shore. Let them be saturated with this essence of light and love and compassion that each wave brings, filling you, infusing you, and saturating you with this divine presence, with this essence. And knowing that you are never separate from this essence. It is the core of your existence. It is what gives you life force, what gives you energy, what gives you presence in this material world, in your physical body. It's not anything that you're separate from or infusing is your conscious perceptions of who and what you are with an essence of truth, the truth of your existence. And what we're letting go of is those misperceptions that sometimes get in the way of knowing the truth of who and what you are. So now we can turn back to that piece of paper. And if you've come on, just since we've started, looks like a few more have just come on recently. What we started this with is a piece of paper and a pen, and taking the piece of paper, I'll hold it up for the video again, a piece of paper, draw a vertical line down the center, so you're dividing your paper into two columns. And on the left side, you have written at the top, Goodbye 2016. On the right side, Welcome 2017. So I invite you in this moment to just fill in one or two things or whatever comes for you that you would like to let go of from 2016. Put that under the Goodbye 2016 column on the left side of your paper. Just for instance, if you've been following my posts, the last email I told a story about learning about the passing of Leon Russell and all of the grief that that brought up for me, and the memories from my childhood of playing piano and my relationship with my grandmother, who was a piano teacher, and all of the some unpleasant things that happened around that caused me to close down that super sensitive place in my heart and shove all that down into my gut and close my heart, harden my heart, and toughen up, and move forward with the mission for survival in the world, which served me and has since been opened back up to reconnect me with the place of sensitivity. But I realized just in learning of the passing of Leon Russell, because I was a huge fan of his as a young child, as a younger person, huge fan of his music and the piano, and I didn't realize how much of that memory and that was still held in my heart, and I didn't realize how tightly I had been holding on to that kind of like, that shell that was really containing that love, that creativity, that connection with music that I had, and with my grandmother. And when I learned of his passing, that cracked and just floods and floods of tears and releasing and heart opening and feeling a reconnection to the creativity. So I tell this as an example because of something I would put under the Goodbye 2016 heading would be to let go of the constrictions, the fears, the self-consciousness around expressing creativity and letting that come out, the feeling that it might not be safe, so that the fears and the fears of the criticism and ridicule and anything else that may come with that. I want to let that go. One thing I want to welcome in is a freedom of that expression and freedom of creativity. the expression of creativity and allow that to flow more freely in my life in 2017. So that's an example, and I invite you to just put in those columns something you would want to let go of in 2016 and what you might want to welcome in its place for 2017. I'm just reading through some of the comments that are coming in. Thank you, and I'll read these. Awesome, thank you. So there's some comments coming in from the website, and I'm going to read those. So for what we're going to do for starting out, and I'll read these that are coming in, and I'll invite you to, first off, let's offer to the center of our circle, to this place of light and love and compassion. We're going to offer those things from the Goodbye 2016 category. I'm going to offer those into the center of the circle. So for the one that came in, I'm going to just pull out what is letting go of for the 2016, and then I'll read the rest of it on the Welcome 2017. So there is a letting go. May I be freed from those things within or without that have stood in my way. May I love fully myself and all creation. And I'm going to save the rest of that for the welcoming in part. And for this one, I'm just going to read it. It says, because it's intertwined. So it says, hi, it's my first time joining the prayer circle. I'm grateful to have found this site. I've been in a dark place for quite some time now. I found the site by listening to a telesummit and was directed here. This being the beginning of a new year, I intend to live with joy, be fearless, be love, and give love to all I encounter, and especially myself. I have played small for too long, and I'm ready to step into my passion and purpose. I'm committed to my presence in the now. I will no longer judge myself and others, no matter what. I will start my own business, which will bring me wealth, freedom, and joy. I will serve others doing what I love. I will be happy and not let my emotions control me any longer. I know I am beautiful, and I will find my soulmate and love him with all my heart. I send love and light to everyone on the call. I pray that my family and everyone on earth is blessed with health, wealth, abundance, and joy. Thanks for letting me share, and Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you for sharing. It's beautiful. And so we'll go back to the conference. If you are on the phone and you want to share something with the group, you can press *2. And again, if you're watching the video, you can, if you're not on the website, it's joyfullylivingwellness.com and click on the community, joyfullylivingwellness.com, the community. You're welcome to offer your prayers and intentions into the circle. So we move forward. You can do it by *2 on the phone, or you can type in on the website, and I'll read it. Okay. And so we'll move forward. Just I'm going to invite everyone to offer to the center of our circle things we want to let go of for 2016. Things we want to let go of for 2016. And if you've been on before, you know I like to read from this book, The Sufi Book of Life by Neil Douglas Klotz. And there are two qualities that are the attributes of God that is a whole teaching in and of itself as far as what that means. But what that the bottom line of it is that there is a divine essence that is like a nothingness from which all somethingness originates, and that nothingness is known to us through its somethingness, which is shown to us and manifest to us through attributes and qualities of the divine. Kind of like that first layer of expression from the nothingness into the somethingness is known to us and shown to us through attributes and qualities of the divine. And there's an infinite number of these attributes and qualities, and yet there is in any list of qualities that you'll see represented in lists of 99 qualities. And two qualities that we're going to work with today are the first and the last. There is the first, and the quality of God, the one, is the first and the last. And these two are usually used together. And it's really the first and there is no first, there is no beginning, and the last and there is no end. Because, as my favorite Leon Russell said there, I love you in a place where there is no space and time, and space and time is a human thing of this plane, right? But so in the letting go, we're going to start with the quality of the last, which is the quality of completion. So as we offer these things of completion from 2016, these things that we are ready to be done with, that we're ready to complete, to have completion with in our lives, we'll offer these to the center of the circle and call on the attribute of completion, which in the Arabic language is al-akhir. It's spelled A-K-H-I-R in the English transliteration, akhir. And I'll just read to you a little bit from the Sufi Book of Life. Actually, I like this analogy that he uses here. He says, the Sufis sometimes compare life to singing a musical note. Both the beginning and the end are very important. An audience can feel the intention and emotion we have the instant we begin to sing. Likewise, the way we release each note can either set it off clearly or slur one note into the next, depending upon the acoustics of the room and how long the note is held. Each sound eventually returns to the silence from which it began. One of the lessons of life, according to the Sufis, is how to consciously pursue something from its beginning, through its middle, and to its end. For most of our life's projects and accomplishments, completion means letting go, which can be the hardest part of the process. How do we know when it's time to let go, when something is really complete? All right, I'm not going to read that next story. Excuse me. Perhaps you are completing a project, relationship, or phase of your life. You may be willing or unwilling to let go. It may be that what you think is perfectionism is really an unwillingness to complete and release something. Breathe with the feeling of this pathway to illuminate the situation as well as your next steps with the light of the One. So this pathway is the pathway of al-akhir, the completion, the pathway that he refers to. So what we want to do is, in the sacred language, the word al-akhir, the sounds that produce the words actually carry the essence, the meaning, the vibration of what it is that we're calling for. So we're calling for the attribute of God that is the completion, al-akhir, al-akhir, al-akhir. So as a mantra, we want to play with the word al-akhir as we offer this over these items that we've placed in the center of the circle that we would like to have completion with for 2016, at the end of 2016. So again, this coming into our circle, bringing our hearts to face the center of the circle, offering these items to the center of the circle and calling on the essence, the quality of al-akhir, the completion, and asking the One, the divine source, all that is, the completion, asking this essence, this presence, to wash over these items and our connection to them with al-akhir, the completion. Ya Allah al-akhir, O beloved of God, the completion. Ya Allah al-akhir, O beloved God, the completion. Ya Allah al-akhir, O beloved God, the completion. You can breathe this into your heart also, or recite it. Let the vibration go directly into the center of your heart. As you place this word, these words, O beloved God, the completion, Ya Allah al-akhir, you place them right into the center of your heart and allow it to wash through your heart. Trust in the wisdom of the divine presence that moves through you. It knows what to wash and how to wash it, has the perfection of knowing the placement of all things. So just set your intention for the highest to be done. It will align your heart, align your presence, align your path with the highest intention, the alignment of the will of the One, who is the all-knowing, who is the truth, who is that which we seek in the depths of our hearts, that from which we are not separate. We just forget. And in the forgetting we seek. We seek to return. We seek to realign. We seek to find, reconnect, and to find a connection with this essence. Ya Allah al-akhir. Beloved God, the completion is wash our hearts, release our attachments to that which is complete within us. Release us from our attachments to that which no longer serves our highest good. Release us from our attachments to that which keeps us from being present and conscious of our connection with you, our desire for your love, our desire to serve you, our desire to be one with you. With truth, with unconditional love, with divine light. Ya Allah al-Akhir. 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 Again, it's Akhir. Beloved God, the completion. We'll take a few more breaths with that. I would like to also offer to the center of the circle. It seems there's been a lot of fear that's been stirred up in 2016. There's been a lot of grief also. I'd like to offer, especially the fear. Sometimes I think grief does serve a divine purpose. It reminds us of our love, and yet there's a way where we also hold on. It's the opposite of grief is letting go, right? So just offer those, the fear and the grief, to the center of the circle to be washed with the essence of the completion. Al-Akhir. And before we transition, let's just take a minute for gratitude and give thanks for what has been washed and what is still being washed from our hearts with the quality of Al-Akhir, the completion. Let that gratitude even wash even more completely. And now we turn to the right column on the paper, the column of Welcome 2017. We welcome 2017 and we offer these pieces into the center of the circle. And I'm going to check and see if there's any messages for that. We'll I'll read this other one. And I invite you to offer to the center of the circle the things that you want to welcome in for 2017. And it says, this new year, may I fulfill my best purposes. May I move forward personally, professionally, and financially. May I love fully myself and all creation. May Mac receive his good in all ways. May Jane experience full healing and great good. May Cleo have a safe and loving home. May Beanie and Buddy be well and happy. May I be willing and able to hear God's guidance and follow it. May my faith and trust deepen to the core. May I know the daily miracles, big and small, of walking with God. And I'll read the end of this other one again. May I step into my passion and purpose. I am committed to my presence in the now. I will no longer judge myself and others no matter what. I will start my own business, which will bring me wealth, freedom, and joy. I will serve others doing what I love. I will be happy. I know I am beautiful, and I will find my soulmate and love him with all my heart. I send love and light to everyone on the call. I pray that my family and everyone on earth is blessed with health, wealth, abundance, and joy. Thanks for letting me share, and Happy New Year. Okay. All right, so let's all offer to the center of our circle the intentions for 2017, or what you would like to welcome in. And the quality that I'm going to read from in the Sufi Book of Life by Neil Douglas Klotz is, he translates it, I like the way he translates things. He calls it the sacred surprise, al-awwal, which is also known as the first. The beginning where there is no beginning. The first and there is no beginning. It says, when you are guided to this pathway, take the opportunity to open yourself to the unexpected. The face of Allah, God, and sacred surprise. The face of God as sacred surprise. The beloved sometimes consciously breaks into our lives with something completely different and unexpected. Whether we can benefit from it has much to do with our willingness to be or look foolish. The poet Rumi has this to say about how surprising events can bring wisdom. The prophet said, "Fools will occupy most of paradise. Your cleverness is what creates dust storms of pride. Be willing to be fooled and you'll find real peace. If bewilderment can drive reason's babble from your head, then every hair has a chance to become wise." I'll read that again. If bewilderment, I have to read it again because I keep saying it wrong. If bewilderment can drive reason's babble from your head, then every hair has a chance to become wise. The quality al-awwal, and this is in the English transliteration spelled A-W-W-A-L, al-awwal, directs our attention ahead of us, this time to the very front of our moving caravan of ancestors. What did, for instance, the very first moment of human consciousness feel like? What was there before the Big Bang? These kinds of questions lead us to dive deeply into ourselves to experience, for instance, the moment that each breath, feeling, or sensation arises in us, balancing the feeling of mu'akhir, which is a another quality you talked about previously, that we just passed, perhaps nothing is ever really repeated. Perhaps life is calling you to notice that surprise has entered your life. You thought you were going in one direction and toward a specific goal, but a mysterious doorway has appeared that seems to lead in a new direction. Suddenly, like Alice in Wonderland, you are in an entirely different universe. Or perhaps through a sudden inspiration, you feel called upon to initiate some process or to start a project totally unlike anything you have done before. So this is the quality of sacred surprise. And there are so many others that we could work with around this, around opening for the intentions and opening us for the beauty of what's to come. And it's all beauty. There is all, we're never outside of the orchestration of the divine plan. And so I love what Rumi says about allowing ourselves to be or look foolish, because one of the beautiful human qualities is that we like to know and we like to be right and we like to, there's an affirmation to that we experience when we're right and when we know, and when we can say, yes, I'm intelligent and I know, and I'm, but there's also quite a beauty in opening ourselves to be childlike in learning and exploring and experimenting and really opening to receive what the divine wants to give to us and wants to bring to us in every moment. So let's just, as we put these intentions or the things that we want to open to for 2017, let's, as we offer these into the circle, let them be washed with the quality of al-wal, sacred surprise, because we never really know how they're going to open. We never really know if maybe there's something even better that we hadn't considered that is going to be an even higher essence for us, a higher light, a higher presence for us. So as we offer these intentions, let's let them be washed, and not to limit us, but to let us be in that hopeful, positive expectation of what the divine will bring and how the divine will bring it. And again, we'll just move into this quality, taking a nice full, gentle breath, and Ya Allah al-Awwal. Ya Allah al-Awwal. O beloved God of sacred surprise, O beginning, O first one. Ya Allah al-Awwal. Ya Allah al-Awwal. And let this wash over all of these things as we place into the center of our circle. Let them wash over our hearts and our beings, and let it move us into that state of openness, of receptivity, of sacred surprise, of being willing to be shown, to be guided, and to be opened and moved into that perfection of what the divine wants to bring us for this coming year. Ya Allah al-Awwal. 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 Allah. 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 You take a breath and breathe this in. Really let your heart turn to face that essence of divine light. And invite your heart to bow before this light, to be in service to the knowledge and the wisdom within this light, to release the rightness of the ego, and bring your heart to face the rightness, the wisdom of the one, and to bow, to be in service and in reverence to this wisdom, this light, this rightness, this truth. And to put your trust as best you can in the divine orchestration, the divine plan, knowing that the divine really does want the absolute best for each and every one of us, really does want us to be happy, want us to be joyful, to live joyfully, wants us to have everything that our heart desires, as the true desires of the heart are placed in our hearts by that divine breath, the light of the one, to guide us directly to that which will bring us the light and the love and the joy that we seek here. It's all in the perfection of the one. We are guided to receive exactly what we've come here for in this life, to unearth the treasures from within our own hearts, the treasures of the one. Again, let's allow ourselves the sacred surprise and all of the perfection and the joy that that brings. Al-Allah, Al-Allah. Take a few more breaths with this one. Oh, beloved God, the sacred surprise, the first, and there is no beginning. And let's take a moment for gratitude for this as well. Let that gratitude expand your heart and fill you with even more joy. And let's just invite any new template, any new energetic patterns, this essence of, presence of the divine light, unconditional love, the eternal compassion, the divine completion, and the sacred surprise, all to wash through all of your body and really anchor in, inviting all of your conscious body to really come home into your physical body, ground all the way into your being, connecting you into the earth, infusing you with this divine essence, the light, the love, the compassion, the completeness, the surprise, the opening. Letting this ground in and infuse into every cell of your being, anchoring into your conscious body, your cellular knowing, templating you with this essence of truth. This is not a meditation that you come back from because you haven't gone anywhere. This is anchoring truth into your conscious body and into the cellular knowing of your physical being. That you may carry this forward with you from this day on, that it enhances every aspect of your being and of your life as you move forward from this moment on. It is just a part of you and is now a more conscious part of you, as it always has been a part of you. And with that, I give gratitude and thank you for being here this morning. It's morning here. And I appreciate you being here this morning. We will be back again next week at the same time, God willing. And you're welcome to join us again there. If you have not already gotten your copy of the 10 Foundational Principles of the Human Existence, I think I changed the name to it from the 10 Foundational Principles of the Spiritual Healing to the 10 Principles of the Human Existence. Keep it simple. But if you haven't gotten your copy of that, be sure and download that from the website. You can find that on joyfullylivingwellness.com/the-community, or go to joyfullylivingwellness.com, click on the community, and grab that. You'll be able to receive reminders of our upcoming meetings as well. And I do hope you'll join us every Sunday at this same time, 10 o'clock U.S. Eastern Time. There's a place on the website where you can convert to your time zone. And there's also a link to our Facebook page where you can join us for more conversation and updates as well. So with that, I say thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful, what is this? This is a wonderful, wonderful weekend. What's left of this weekend. Have a wonderful Sunday, and we'll see you back here next week. So I'm stopping the recording, and if you're on the phone and you want to chat, I'll open the lines. Let's see.